Getting started with Zoom. Zoom is a tool that allows you to meet with other people online over video chat. In this video, we'll explain some of the basic Zoom etiquette guidelines that will help you make a good impression in your Zoom meetings and classes. We'll also help you get started with Zoom and show you some things you can do with this tool, including how to create a Zoom account, how to change your settings for security, how to set up your own Zoom meetings to work on assignments and presentations with your team, how to share your screen with other people in the meeting, how to record your Zoom meetings, and how to access a Zoom classroom through your course. Zoom etiquette. Meetings and classes held on Zoom and other video conferencing tools may feel different to your in-person variety, but that doesn't mean there are no expectations. Video meetings are like inviting your class into your home, so it's important that you make a good impression. Here are some Zoom etiquette guidelines. Mute your mic when you're not talking. This cuts down the background noise. If you have a lot of background noise, use a headset when you have to talk. Make sure to dress appropriately and be aware of what you're doing. Try to find a place to sit that looks tidy or sit in front of a wall. Make sure there are no inappropriate or distracting posters behind you. If you can't find a place that's neat enough to show on camera, try using a neutral virtual background. In Zoom, you can add a virtual background from the video options at the bottom of the window and set your Zoom name to your actual name. These small things make a big difference in how you are perceived on Zoom. Setting up on Zoom. The first step is to sign up for Zoom. In your web browser, go to the Zoom website at zoom.us and click the Sign Up button. Then enter your birth year to verify your age. Then enter your email address and click Continue. You will be prompted to enter a verification code. Open the email that you used to sign up, copy the code, and paste it in the boxes. Finally, add your name and create a password to create your account. You will now be signed in to your new Zoom profile. So, now that you have your Zoom account, the next thing you need to do is update your settings and make sure your account and meetings are secure. As with anything on the internet, there's always potential for abuse. So it's important to safeguard your privacy and the security of your meetings as much as you can. To do this, open your profile on the Zoom website and click on the settings. From there, you can change some settings to improve security. You can scroll down to find the settings or use this search bar. Enable the waiting room. The waiting room just holds people outside the meeting until the meeting host allows them in. Disable the ability for participants to join before host. This means that no one will be able to join your meetings without you and use it for their own purposes. Next, disable your personal ID. This means that every time you create a meeting, a new meeting ID will be generated instead of using one ID. If you use a personal ID, anyone who had that ID could then join future meetings with that ID. So changing this setting prevents that. Now you can start scheduling meetings with your classmates. While you're on your profile on the Zoom website, click Meetings from the left-hand menu and then click Schedule a New Meeting. Fill in the details like the name of the meeting, the time, and the time zone. Free accounts only allow for meetings up to 40 minutes long. If you're meeting with a group, we recommend starting with the participants' video off. They can decide to turn their video on when they join. Under Options, you can also mute participants on entry, which is especially useful if you have a big group. Just like with the video, participants can then unmute themselves once they're in the meeting. When you've filled in the details, click Save. These are the details of your meetings, including the link to the meeting and the password. If you click Copy the Invitation, you can copy the information for joining the meeting. Now just paste the meeting invitation into an email and email it to your group members. When it's time to start the meeting, log back into your account. In the Meetings tab, you can see your upcoming meetings. Just hover over the meeting you want to start up and then click Start. If it's the first time you're meeting in Zoom, you'll be prompted to download the Zoom app. We recommend doing so now. The meeting should start up. You'll be prompted to join with computer audio, which will allow you to speak in the meeting. Your computer will need to have a microphone for this to work. Once you have the Zoom app installed, you can start your meetings from here. Open the Zoom desktop app and sign in. Click Meetings at the top. Select the meeting and click Start. As you can see, the meeting starts up in the same way. If someone else has created the meeting and shared it with you, you just need to click on the meeting link. Meeting with your group. If you join a meeting where your camera or microphone are off by default, you can turn them on by clicking the buttons to unmute and start video down here in the bottom left. If you have trouble connecting to your microphone or camera, click the chevrons to see the audio options or video options. One of the really handy features of Zoom is the ability to share your screen with other attendees. This is useful if you're collaborating on the same project. Everyone can see the notes or whatever it is you're working on. It's also useful for presentations because you can share your presentation slides. To share your screen, click Share Screen from the bottom menu. Choose to share your entire screen, a whiteboard, or a specific application. We recommend sharing just one application at a time. Otherwise, the other people in the meeting may see things you'd rather keep private. Now click Share. Whatever you've chosen to share will appear on the screen. You can use Annotate to add stuff to the shared screen. Let's say your group member wants to draw attention to something on the screen. They can just use the Annotate tool to circle or to draw an arrow. One other thing you can share is an online whiteboard. You can create a new whiteboard and choose either collaborating if you want other participants to be able to edit the whiteboard, or presenting if you want to show the whiteboard but be the only one who can add to it. You can see the whiteboard tools along the side of the screen. Choose what you want to add to the whiteboard, like typing text or drawing on the page. Sometimes you might want to record your meeting. Maybe a group member can't make it. If you're the meeting host, you can just click Record at the bottom of the screen. When you're done recording, press the Stop button in the top left to end recording. You can find your recordings in your documents in a folder labeled Zoom. If other group members want to record, the host has to give them access by clicking the three dots on their picture and then allowing access. It's important to remember that whenever you're recording, you need to make sure everyone is okay with being recorded before you do so. Zoom Classroom. The methods we talked about earlier are not the only way to join a Zoom meeting. Your professors may have set up a Zoom Classroom in your Brightspace courses. If you have a Zoom meeting for a class, it will likely be there. To access Zoom Classroom, sign into Brightspace and open a course. Under Tools, click Zoom Classroom. You will be able to see the upcoming meetings, previous meetings, and recordings if available. These are the main features of Zoom that you will need to know to meet with your classmates and professors. For more information, check out our Zoom guide at algonquincollege.libguides.com/Zoom.